the cross-chain integration, it's a way to go. So I really appreciate Hedera doing this, and yeah, this is the future.
So we hear about interoperability and layer zero, XLR all the time. And EtaSwap is one of the first platforms that has actually implemented some of these solutions into their platform. Danielo, welcome. We appreciate you coming on.
Hello, Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, likewise. So just to start off, why did you decide to make this bridge using layer zero?
So actually, like when I was creating the bridge, I tried to resolve my problem as a user. So I find current flow with bridging funds to Hedera kind of requiring some hustle. Yeah. So you cannot done it in a single transaction. For example, I had some funds USDC on Avalanche and I wanted to move it to Hedera. Since HBAR does not support USDC on Avalanche, I had to swap it to AVAX. Yeah. Then bridge AVAX to Hedera, where I receive wrapped AVAX, and then I had to swap it again one more time inside the Hedera DEX to the USDC. So I find this kind of uncomfortable and requiring some hustle. So I decided to make a project which user can swap funds in a single transaction. So yeah, nice, seamless, and easy.
Well, I think the best way to show people exactly what you're doing here is to walk them through the platform. Can you just walk us through exactly how this works?
Yeah, so basically to do the transaction, you first need to connect the wallets. Since Hedera and EVM wallets has different addresses, so you have to connect both of them. If you are swapping from EVM to EVM, you have to connect only EVM wallet. For example, like let's swap from Base to Hedera. We need to connect Hedera wallet. Just 1 second. Right, the second action, connect EVM wallet. So recently we added Rainbow and Wagmi stack, so you can connect like every wallet in the world. Yeah, so this is like single step transaction. Basically, we need to swap 500 USDC from Base to Hedera. What do we see on the screen? And amount will be 0.3% less than initial amount. That's because of bridge fee. Bridge fee is fixed and its rate 0.3%. So in the end, you're gonna receive 498.5. So first, you need to sign an approval transaction. So the smart contract will be able to fetch these funds from you. The second step is actually interaction with the contract. And after we sign this transaction, what's gonna happen next? So layer zero will catch this transaction on a source chain. You can see the date and the current status of the transaction. So meanwhile, I'm gonna tell how it works under the hood. So under the hood, we have two smart contracts, yeah? One on Base and one on Hedera. Those smart contracts contain some liquidity. So like imagine you have 1K USD on Base and 1K USD on Hedera, and you're trying to swap something, yeah? So you put your funds on to the liquidity, to the treasure on one chain, then layer zero verify your transaction, and it's releasing the funds from the treasury on other chain. So native liquidity on one side and native liquidity on other side. So we don't need to do some sort of arbitrage or something with wrapped coins. Everything happening only with the native coins. The next step, after layer zero was able to find the transaction on a source chain, the next step is DVNs. This is decentralized verifier networks. And those are persons who, in an automatic way, verify the validity of the transaction, like wait for enough confirmation and stuff like that. For now, as a verifiers, we are using DVNs from layer zero, from BCV group, and from Horizon. If any new validators appear in the system that support Hedera, we are always open to use them. And in the end, like when DVNs verified everything is cool, is correct, so there is a sealer and the transaction and destination chain. When everything happened, you can see details of your transaction on the stats page. Yeah, right. So this is our latest transaction from Base to Hedera like 3 minutes ago. To see the details of the transaction, you can click on the link and it's gonna open on layer zero. And you can actually like check it, the source transaction and destination, like the source transaction hash contain transfer of 500 USDC to our smart contracts address. and the destination transaction, let me find it, contains crypto transfer from our treasury for 198.5 USDC to the end user. Yeah, so that's basically it. Nice and swift, but there is a lot of dependency on liquidity, on amount of liquidity that we have at the moment. So right now, user in a current liquidity pool's position, user will be able to swap up to 7K USDC from Avalanche and Base to Hedera. And liquidity, like migrating back and forth, like forward and backward. So amount of liquidity in the pools are constantly increasing. It's increasing because of the fee. So take 0.3% fee, and this is accumulated in a smart contract.
Well, we certainly see the value of onboarding people into the Hedera ecosystem using a bridge like this. It makes things a lot easier. Hopefully, we can get some entities out there like the HBAR Foundation to add some liquidity in here. So what does the future look like? What's the roadmap look like for EtaSwap in the future?
Yes, so from closest targets, we definitely want to increase TVL. So this will let users to have a smoother experience and transfer bigger amount of funds. So yes, so the experience would be nice and swift. And also we want to increase list of supported tokens, because there is not only USDC, but there are several projects on Hedera which has native tokens on several chains. So it would be very nice to have them. This is short-term plan. Like we gain exposure, we increase the TVL, and we increase the amount of supported tokens. And the long-term plans, we are going to write smart contracts, staking smart contracts. That means that actually retail is gonna participate in the bridge liquidity, and rewards for the stakings will be a part of fee generated by the bridge.
Understood. All right. So one of the teams that jumps right into my mind is Karate Combat. You know, their token is both on Ethereum and Hedera. So I'm going to talk to them right after this, and maybe we can get those swaps going as well, because I know that there's been some issues with arbitrage around that. So it would make some perfect sense. All right. So before we let you go, I'm really impressed with everything that I've seen here today. It makes things a lot easier, as I mentioned. Is there anything else that you'd like to pass on to the Hedera community before we let you go?
Yes, so basically, like they're doing like omega huge steps forward because of integrating things that other chains like used to integrate. Like it started from Wallet Connect, and the next layer 0. Right now we have Chainlink. Yeah, who knows what we're gonna have in future? But the cross-chain integration, it's a way to go. So it's like. I really appreciate Hedera doing this, and yeah, this is the future.
Well, we hear about this interoperability all the time. We know that we have to have solutions that actually use these platforms like Axelar and Layer 0, and you're the first one to actually do it, or at least the first one that I know of, so we appreciate it. Daniela, thank you so much for hopping on today and telling us about it.
Thank you so much.
I'm now posting these interviews of Hedera builders independently to my channel. The community, influencers, and media outlets are free to use this content to spread the word on what's being built on Hedera. Once they're all uploaded, you'll be able to go to my channel and search for whatever topic or team you're interested in to find more information. Or you'll be able to get the most recent Hedera news by watching the latest HBAR Weekly update. So check them out.